Hey guys, Mile High back at it. Today we're going to be going over the Yeeter army that I did yesterday, and these are actually going to be my Legend League attacks. This is probably the strongest attack I've used because I did screw it up a couple times and still ended up 3-starring. I went plus 300. This was my first attempt using it. I did have 2 time fails. So you see down here in the clan castle and the attacks you're going to watch, I actually had 2 Yetis instead of the Root Riders. Someone suggested putting the Root Riders and delaying the troop launcher so you can open up the walls on the backside of the base, because that is where my time fails came from, was the walls on the backside. My Yeeters ended up getting stalled up on them, so that's why I made that change. There's the hero equipment. You guys can tweak that to your liking. There will be a army link in the description if you want to check that out. So without further ado, let's hop into the first attack. All right, to open up the attack, you're just going to want to do the Yeti clone bomb trick. And if you guys want a good tutorial on how to do this, Shot Clash Clans actually uploaded one today. I'm not going to go too in-depth on it, but if you want a really good explanation, go check out Shock's video. He gives a really good explanation how you do this. It is pretty basic. I only messed it up one time, and I still ended up 3-starring, even though I completely nuked the attack. But you see here, they're going to get tons of value. I take out the TownHall. You don't always have to go for the TownHall, but if you can get it, that's definitely ideal. And look at the funnel it set as well. So we're going to use some troops up at the top to just start trimming the trash. Use our king just to set that funnel a little bit deeper, and he should come right and join up with our Yeeters. So drop in your Yeeters with the healers as well as the test balloons, obviously, just to check for air bombs. We're using our queen with her giant arrow. It's obviously more for invisibility tower bases, but obviously this one doesn't have one. But I still like to pop the ability right away, shoot it through the base, do some damage, and then you have the extra healing with the healers that pop from our healer puppet. So as you see here, this is actually working out really well. Our queen's going to the outside, cleaning the outside, which is keeping our Yeeters and the main push of the army right in the middle. We use our king's earthquake boots and spiky ball to open up the core of the base, keep everything central. Because if not, your king will turn around and wander around the outside of the base. So make sure you're watching him to use your ability at a time where it can open up walls in the middle. Because like I said, the Yeeters do struggle with walls a little bit. Your troop launcher is obviously going to be launching some wall breakers, which is actually really nice because with that rage vial, the wall breakers should actually be enough to open up the wall. Sometimes it doesn't, but it'll at least damage them enough to where your troops can open it up. And see here, we do get a couple of Yeeters split off to the right. Our Royal Champion's over there with our queen. And then everything else is over here, picking off the defenses. The Yeeters do have a lot of range, so they can reach most things over the walls. But obviously, they don't do that much damage, so if they get stuck on the walls in the back here, that's where you can have problems. And you see here, our Yeeters are going to be stuck inside the walls. That wall actually did break. It's not going to be an issue on this one. This one was pretty well overkilled, but like I said, I did have a couple where they do get stuck on the walls in the back side and end up time failing. So that's why we added those Root Riders, so you guys can make that change right away. Or you could throw the yak on one of your heroes, but there is always a chance it's going to die long before it makes it to the backside of the base. So you could really use both if you wanted to try to speed it up a little bit. I personally like the Diggy, but that's up to you guys. So let's hop into another attack. All right, on to the second attack. We have the island with just the TownHall in the middle. It doesn't have any spell towers or anything around it. It's just the TownHall with the clan castle. So this is one I would definitely try to get the TownHall, just so you don't have the TownHall doing so much damage to your troops as you're looping around the outside of the base. So we overlap our clone spells, get it into the core, we rage up our Yeti Mites, and it should be able to get the TownHall, but there is a lot of defenses distracting around there, and the Poison Tower does trigger. So it does slow your Yeti Mites down a little bit, but we do have some that aren't touching the poison, which is really nice. We do get the TownHall, we also get a Fire Spitter, and we do a little bit of damage to that Inferno. So now I'm just kind of trimming off some outside defenses. And then we're trying to decide where we want to come in from. We're just kind of watching our baby dragon, seeing what gets cleared first. We do have a nice funnel, so we're going to drop our king to set the funnel a little bit deeper again on the left side. Drop our Yeeters. I don't know if they can reach that Inferno over the wall or not. They might not be able to. That might be a little bit too far for them. I should have honestly delayed my Royal Champion and let my Royal Champion snipe those out. A little bit of a mistake on my part, but once the Yeeters step into this corner here and we do wall break it open, they should be able to reach all that. As you see, the Fire Spitter is going down. Queen's on the outside trimming defenses again, or trimming trash buildings rather. She is getting some defenses on the first layer of the walls as well. Clan Castle's pulled. There was a Super Miner in there with Ice Golem. Don't see that very often, but those Super Miners, if they can make it to a hero, when they drop their bomb, they can kill your hero. They do a lot of damage. You see here, our funnel isn't as good on this one, but our Yeeters are finally stepping in. They were distracted on that Ice Golem, so now it actually sets up pretty well. We have our Yeeters inside the first wall, which is what we want because they can reach pretty much everything else. And then our queen and our king are around the outside. I want the king in the core, obviously, to use his earthquake boots and spiky ball, but he does wander on this one. But it is going to be all right because there just isn't much in the core anymore because it was just that big island with the TownHall and the clan castle. So that goes down. And look how slow these are getting through the wall here. See, that's the problem. If we would have had the Root Riders in here, that would have been a lot better, but they finally break into that monolith. And we have some Yeeters just wandering. They chased the enemy Royal Champion across the base, but they can snipe the Expo. And you see, this one wasn't as well executed, but it's still smashed. I mean, our Queen's still full health, King's still full health, all of our Yeeters are still alive. We have all our healers transferred over to 2 Giants instead of healing stuff that actually matters. But that's pretty typical. We have 3 more Giants up here from our Trooper Launcher as well. This was pretty well smashed. We'll just 2 times through this cleanup real quick. And another 3-star. So I'm going to catch you guys in another replay. All right, on to another. This one we have double Rage Towers. So we're getting a little bit of variance in the Spell Towers, which is kind of nice. We're going to drop our Yeti Bomb from the top. And we almost missed it there for a second, but they do run in to get that Builder Hut. And we are going to be able to get the Town Hall again. We're going to be able to clip the monolith on our way by. That's why we went in from up there. Since you do only have 4 Yeeters, you do want to take out the monolith if you possibly can, because it can do a lot of damage. As you see here, they're just trimming off as many defenses as we can possibly get. We trigger both of the Rage Towers, which is perfect. And now we're just using our Baby Dragons up here to clean up some of the trash. Use our Queen Giant Arrow, and we will use our Yeeters in from here. We have a really nice funnel set up this time. You see there's no buildings left in that entire channel we took out with our Yetis. So this one's set up probably the best out of all of them so far. We're going to wall break into that single Inferno compartment, which is really nice. Hopefully we can get our Queen to trim those trash defenses, or trash buildings rather, on the outside to keep our Yeeters in. And we do it. Our King does wander again, but that's okay. We should be able to use his ability to get into one of these single Infernos here and take it out as quick as we can. We do have the triple Ice Golem CC, which is lured out, which is going to stall us up right next to that single Inferno on the scatter shot. But shouldn't be that bad. We use our King's ability there. It opens up those walls, which gets our Yeti and our Giants to go in after that single Inferno. We've got our King and our Queen doing work on the outside, all of our Yeeters with our Royal Champion in the middle. And we're just going to sweep through this base. There's nothing this base can do to stop us. Still have all of our healers alive, which are getting raged, obviously, by the Rage Vial from the Warden. Our King is still full health. Queen's still full health. We still have Yetis alive down there from the Troop Launcher, which obviously you're not going to have anymore if you're going to use the Root Riders. Which on this one, again, it wasn't that big of a deal because we just shredded through the base so fast that we really didn't need the Root Riders. But like I said, I did have 2 time fails because of it. So I think it's worth it to swap out the Yetis for the Root Riders. They obviously won't do as much damage and clear as many buildings as your Yetis will. But opening those walls is clutch just to speed up the attack. As you see here, look. Our Yeeters are just stuck on the walls back here and not doing anything as the rest of our army goes around and cleans that up, which obviously your Queen on the flank sometimes can die because she can wander off on her own and take a lot of damage. So that can really slow you down on the backside of the base if she does go down. So that's why I'm switching to the Root Riders. I'm going to show you guys one more attack and I'll catch you guys there. All right, into the last attack, we have double Invis Towers this time, which is really nice. We pretty much had everything. We had double Poison Towers, we had double Rage Towers, now we have double Invisibility Towers, which obviously later in the season when you get higher up in trophies, the Invis Towers are going to become meta. That's what I run into a lot. We're going to Yeti Bomb from this top side over here. We should be able to get the Town Hall again. But this one has a lot of splash damage up at the top. So other than that Town Hall, we're probably not going to get much value on this one. We do get the Bomb Tower. We might get that Inferno, but we really didn't get a whole lot. Actually, I think we did get a Fire Spitter over in that left compartment right at the end there, which was really nice. So now I'm just trying to think where I want to send stuff in because obviously it's not as good of a funnel this time. So I'm going to send everything up at the top and let it loop around this top side here and then finish on this last Invisibility Tower over here. That's the plan anyway. Spam everything in. I do like to drop the Yeeters over on that right side a little bit because they have such long range. They could wander over to the left and target that stuff in that compartment, but there was an Invis Tower, so I guess it didn't really matter that much. It probably wouldn't have gone that way anyway. Well, this will be really nice because now we can path right into that. As you see, we'll wall break there and we will path right into this Invisibility Tower here. Unfortunately, we don't really have a way to trigger it because I missed it with my Queen's Giant Arrow. I didn't even think to aim for them really because I knew they'd probably be reset by the time I got there anyway. But it's not going to matter. They're just going to go over to the left because there's nothing to pull them to the outside of the base. So they'll go target this monolith first. And then all of our Yetis and everything will go in and take out that compartment now. We do pull the CC, which was an Ice Hound. You don't see that very often. Melting through the enemy heroes here. There's really no walls left to be opened up. Our Troop Launcher did throw some more wall breakers to open up that wall, which is perfect. Look at that. They opened the wall here. So now we have nothing to worry about. All the walls basically are open. We can reach the other defenses over the wall. Nothing to worry about. Everything gets a nice split here, so we don't have to worry about time, which we didn't really need to worry about time on this one anyway. This one was absolutely crushed. We just now pop our RC ability, which we really didn't even need. We could have swagged that so easily. She's going to take out the rest of the defenses at the bottom, and our Yetis will clean up the rest of that trash. The other Invis Tower section over here is going down to the Yeeters and the King. Absolutely smashed. We have our King going to Phoenix. He's about to die off, but our Warden's still full health. Queen's still full health. All of our Yeeters are still alive. RC finishes with completely full health. So this base was also smashed. So let me know in the comments if you guys want to see more of this army and how it works out for you guys, or what you're tweaking. If you make tweaks to it, I want to know how it works out for you guys. I'm completely open because I've only used it for one day, obviously. So drop a like if you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.